I'm indeed honored to introduce our special guest, someone who has combined law, business, and politics in his career and work. His experiences in these different capacities has led him to understand and support and bridge the needs of different groups. In the private sector, he has been a force for changing corporate employment culture. In civil rights, he has supported fairness and justice for all groups. In global competitiveness, he is committed to the pursuit of innovation. He has held several high-level positions, both in the private and the government sectors. It is his commitment to creating entrepreneurs in the local communities and in the Commonwealth that makes him a strong ally of TiECON, a major platform for entrepreneurs in Massachusetts. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Governor of Massachusetts, Deval Patrick.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Vanita, thank you for the very warm introduction to you and to Al Kapoor, the president of TiECON, to Kedar Muti, to all of my friends, old and new in the room. Thank you very much for having me. First of all, I appreciate so much being in a room with so much talent, and in a room occupied by people I know who share my optimism for our future, notwithstanding the challenges we have. The Commonwealth is, indeed, the whole country is facing the most serious economic challenge since the Depression. Everyone has been touched, every individual, every family, every not-for-profit, every business, certainly here in the Commonwealth, and I think in nearly every corner of the country is hurting or worried about hurting because of the economic downturn. State government, of course, is not immune. Over this and the next fiscal year, we're dealing with a nearly $9 billion revenue shortfall and all kinds of difficult decisions that come from that. We've taken a blended approach to that problem, a combination of spending cuts, of use of the rainy day fund, our state savings account, some use of federal stimulus funds, and then some new revenue. And there has been quite a bit of debate over the last little while about what that new revenue source will be. Perhaps we'll talk about that. I know, and you should, that we will cycle out of this downturn. All economies are cyclical, and we will cycle out of this downturn. The question is, what decisions do we make today that assure we are as strong as possible when we cycle up the other side, when those better tomorrows come? Now, all of you gathered here at this conference are part of that better tomorrow. This year's theme of sustainable innovation is appropriate for our times, and it's appropriate for Massachusetts. At its core, ours is an innovation economy. We are leaders in fields where we push boundaries and overcome obstacles, always on the quest for the new idea that can improve and maybe even transform lives. As we work toward better tomorrows, we are laying the groundwork for important expansion when things pick up in several crucial areas. And I just want to mention a couple: IT, the life sciences, and the green economy. Just a couple of highlights here. In IT, we're moving forward on the path to new technologies. I'd like to say this is not your father's Route 128. We created an IT collaborative to chart the future of information and communication technology in Massachusetts. We commissioned an IT study, industry study, to assess just exactly where we stand today, where we're headed, and what we in state government can do to support that. We're seeing amazing developments in multiple IT areas, from robotics to mobile communications to video gaming. I wonder if you know that we are one of the second or third largest concentrations in the country of video gaming developers. I'm on the phone all the time with company executives and the leading thinkers in the field, listening to how we can make Massachusetts more attractive for business today and tomorrow. The life sciences is another example, with both a strong present and a promising future. Atlanta Bio, as you may know, is an international conference on biotech. I've been each of the last 3 years, and so Pravin can vouch for the fact that we are there encouraging growth in this field here in Massachusetts and making great progress. From the seniors and their families, like my own, frankly, who are suffering from Parkinson's or Alzheimer's or diabetes, to those suffering with other diseases. This work in the life sciences promises hope to people in the Commonwealth and all around the world. If we succeed with even a small percentage of the ideas and discoveries, therapies, and others underway now in Massachusetts, we will revolutionize human health and transform the economics of health care. And that's going to happen here in Massachusetts. With that potential in mind, we're working to partner with the life sciences industry to help it prosper and grow in Massachusetts. Specifically, we signed a 10-year, $1 billion life sciences initiative last year. We've committed $42.5 million in the first 10 months in public funds, leveraging through that some $356 million in private and federal funds, and helping to create 950 jobs. That's in 10 months' time. We've invested $21 million together with industry and academia to support young talent, help recruit premier faculty, and fund cooperative research partnerships. We've created an international stem cell bank and registry at the University of Massachusetts Medical School in Worcester. I believe it's the largest in the world. It positions the Commonwealth to take advantage of new rules out of the Obama administration and to compete for the $8.2 billion in new NIH funding that's been made available under the Federal Recovery Act. And that is the very funding, of course, that leads first to therapies and cures, and then to company expansions and new jobs right here in the Commonwealth. Lastly, we share a commitment with the new administration in Washington to creating a robust green economy. Here in Massachusetts, we signed the Green Communities Act, which gives cities and towns the incentives they need to go as green as they can as soon as they can. We're testing enormous wind blades at a facility in Charlestown and had the support of the United States Secretary of Energy just last week. Some of the best battery makers in the country are right here. Quietly, so my text says, not so quietly, developing the technologies that will usher in a new era in American automobile manufacture. Massachusetts is home to a burgeoning clean energy industry, and we intend to do whatever we can to encourage growth in the months and years ahead, because that is a field for the future. Great for the planet and great for job creation. We're working to harness the sun and wind, bring biodiesel fuels to market, build the cleanest energy-efficient buildings possible. And in just this week, and we were just talking about this a minute ago, I was with President Obama at the White House when he announced new emission standards and fuel efficiency standards, which we had a role in helping to create, and which will also spur the development of battery technology and the manufacture, I hope, of battery technology here in Massachusetts. So look, the road ahead is challenging, and these are very challenging moments we are facing right now in our present. But in some ways, the road ahead for new ideas has always been challenging. There have always been obstacles, always detractors, always people of limited vision who were unwilling or unable to look out beyond our immediate horizon and reach for that. What you have, and I want you to know you have and be confident in, is a partner in the State House today who wants to reach with you for that brighter future.